I think I've just heard Mr. Charlie coming back on my bike. Shall we?
Hello.
What have you been doing on my bike?
Going for a little play.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
Is it a little bit quiet now at the moment?
Yeah, it needs a baffle out for sure.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure at first. I didn't really seem to gel with it that quickly, but then,
Was that when it was wet?
funnily enough, yeah. But once you got the confidence of it being dried up, it's so much fun, isn't it? It really is. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, agreed, mate.
It's awesome. It
Agreed.
went better after I put petrol in it as well.
Yeah, that tends to happen. That tends to happen. Cool.
Yeah, but I really liked it. It's proper funky. I love it. You're right. So thank you for the loan.
Hello. Okay, right, time to check in for the latest blog on the MT-10. If you watched the last one, you remember that I was going to get some brake pads done and some tyres changed, which I did. I popped up to JHS and James very kindly fitted the Pirelli Rosso Corsas for me, and as usual gave some sage pieces of advice when it comes to changing wheels on Yamahas and doing other bits and pieces like that, because he's a good lad. Oh no! Well, these wheels are 2004 R1 wheels, apparently. Start again.
What people don't realise is when you've got your worn tyre,
Yeah.
it becomes very thin in the centre. Right? You take a new tyre for the same given force,
Yeah.
it's lost all its strength. This is what you would perceive to be half worn.
Right. Because that's what 1600 miles on that.
Yeah.
Well, almost 1700.
So if you were to section that, there's a hell of a lot of rubber come off it.
Go on.
Our rear wheel direction is pointing this way.
Yeah.
As we know, this wheel goes clockwise, and the wheels. So what we do is turn it over, and then we can put it on.
Yay.
And then I'm looking for our two little dots here. Different manufacturers have different ways of marking, but Pirelli use little dots, and they should be where the valve location is.
Line up with the valve.
Do you know what the manufacturer's recommendation pressure is for this speed?
I don't off the top of my head. I think for road I shall just go with my usual 36-36.
That's it. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets about these. The amount of times we have wheels come in to have tyres fitted and they've dropped this. This goes in there. Alright? But it's really easy when transporting your wheels to drop all.
So you get a load of Yamahas in here, missing those basically.
Yeah, and people don't realise that they've dropped them in the back of their vehicle or wherever, and then they put their wheel in and they've got no bearing support this side.
Oh dear.
See it all the time.
I suppose it's easy done if you don't know about it.
Yeah, but you should know about it.
Yeah,
It's not about knowing about it, it's about visually having your frickin' eyes open. Isn't it?
It is, yeah.
17 inch. I've got the original weight left on there at the moment.
See how it pans out.
Yeah. just to see how it pans out. $20
Okay, so you need 20 grams
with that original weight on.
in the same place.
No, as we're putting it on now,
Yeah.
this wheel wants an additional 20 grams with that weight on it.
Okay.
Now we're at the time, do we want to take that weight off or leave it on? I'm inclined to take it off.
Okay.
So let's take it off. So it would have wanted 40 grams if we put another 20 on it.
Gotcha.
So out of curiosity, we now spin it again and see what it does. See if we were right to remove that.
Hmm.
You were right to remove it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we only got to have 10 grams on it.
Right. Okay. Cool. Because obviously balancing the wheels is fairly important.
Yes. If you don't balance your wheels, you're not going to get a very nice ride.
No.
And one is, you won't be able to do high speed because it'll be... Brake cleaner. Now, on our machine, we wait until that tells us that is the point of where the weight's to be applied.
Which is right up the top in this case, is it?
Yeah, centre at the top.
Gotcha.
Seems right there, doesn't it?
Hmm.
What do you say?
Ta-da!
There you go.
Job's a good one. Because you have to be a lot more careful these days, don't you, James, when changing?
Don't break these off because these cost a fortune.
Well, yeah, because of all the sensors and whatnot.
So off, you have to be very careful with it all. Don't go with things like the power of Grayskull. John's got his meditation out. Meditation is what you need. Well, I think we're ready to go, aren't we?
Also, while I was there, we fitted the Brembo Road and Track pads. Now, I was going to do it myself because I've done brake pads quite a lot, obviously, as you tend to do when you're just a biker or if you do this job or whatever. But John at JHS said, well, let me do them, and so he actually managed to go through the whole thing, showing us exactly how to do it, where and when, which is great, which is really good of him. What are you doing then, John?
We are just taking out the clips which hold the pin in place.
Okay.
And pushing the pin out which holds the brake pads and the caliper. There's a spring plate on the top.
So you didn't get to use my tyres,
So that goes in one way.
Yeah, I use my wheels.
And we've got
Grippy?
Yeah, nice.
They just fall out, don't they?
someone that's been in there and
Yeah,
some
on his.
slip grease on there, which is always good.
Yep. That's as they come.
You put them on and
You've
it's
got
like,
pistons.
wow, where have you been on my life,
which
darling?
have been coated with grease as well, which is good.
Well, this is all out of the factory, I guess, so.
Things have changed then, they never used to be like that.
No, I think we fitted tyres on them before, didn't we?
I don't know. So before we put the
You
pads
did
in,
Al's thing.
we're going to clean the pistons off.
You're going to clean the pistons off, okay? Yeah, you did the FFS. Yeah. I think you put. Oh no, or did you? No, I don't know if you did actually. But you did some for Johnny when he was riding that Suzuki.
This is brake cleaner. So it removes grease and it'll dry. So let me just push the pistons in to make sure they're all free and you haven't got a frozen piston. So you can see they're good. Same for these.
You were buddies in the world, Ben, last week.
Oh, Ross, was it? Big old girl.
Let's get that
Little
coffee.
girl. Yeah, the girl. Who was that? I don't know who she was. You were looking for you, though. Where's the father of my children? There's been no fish in the sea for months. Yeah, it was only like a sheep up there, isn't it?
Okay. So what's our new pads?
New pads are here. Brembos, the R&Ts.
Just going to check the pin to make sure it's not damaged or got any grooves in it. So the pads will move freely. Just clean this off. Okay. This on the pin. So next time when the pads need to change, the pin won't be rusted in place. That's the point of that.
Right, who small the pellets then? I'm using it on that one now.
And what we do with the brake pads, we just put a tiny little bit of copper slip on the sides.
Okay. Both the sides.
Yeah. Just so that they don't corrode and stick into the calipers, which just tends to happen.
141 mile. He starts at 141 and that needs so weird. He comes through it like a dose of salt. Good wet set in front. It's a nice. I'll go there and finish and that. Yeah, there one. What coffee do
And what's that you're putting in there, John?
This is a special grease which protects the pistons and stops it corroding.
Cool.
So we're going to put a little bit on the caliper.
He's very thorough.
John is.
Yeah, he's very
He's your
thorough.
man. What you can do as well with John, which is quite a bonus, is you can put a saddle on him and ride him around the yard, which I think is a fantastic bonus.
Well, yeah, I mean, damn right. Giddy up, John.
screwdriver, tight spring. There it is. All important clips.
That's it, job done.
That's it.
New pads in. That's how you do it properly. Smile, John. See, professionalism. I just used to stick the pads in, really. Okay, right, the day after we had these changed at JHS, we went up to Llandow, which is a little test track we use sometimes, and I managed to get the bike out on around there. Now it's funny, I realised just before going up that even despite doing what I do, it had actually been about 6 months since I'd been on track, or the best part of 6 months anyway. Well, prior to going to Yas Marina. Actually, no, scratch that. I did have 2 15-minute sessions on track at Park Motor on the Ducati Hypermotard launch, which 2 15-minute sessions really isn't very much, to be honest with you, but it was on track and we got to whiz around in the sun and do some wheelies and whatnot, so it wasn't too bad. But apart from that, it's been months since I've been on track, so I was a little teeny tiny bit nervous. And the first session on this thing was, let's just say, it was busy. I left it on B mode, and next time around I will talk a lot more about power modes and stuff. But in B mode, the throttle, as any owners will know, is proper choppy and it can get a little bit excitable. So I was on brand new tyres in B mode on a really tight track, and to be honest, I didn't actually enjoy it very much the first session, but a couple of sessions later on, got a bit more time on it, and yeah, really had a lot of fun. The Rosso Corsas are superb. I'm really impressed with them, and I mean, since some people talk about tyres and having the right tyres for the right job, and I can kind of agree with that, but to be honest, the top of the range sports tyres, so Pirelli Corsa SP, R10s, some of Dunlop's ones, are so usable these days that you can use them all year round. I mean, I used a set of R10 Bridgestones. I put them on an R1. They did 2 whole days on track, about 140, 150 laps, and that was in July. And then I kept them on till February and rode around in the winter. You just have to not ride like an idiot for the first few miles in the wet or in winter, and as soon as they get a tiny bit of warmth, they're fine. So usually I tend to go for just the stickiest thing I can because I'm a bit of a grip whore. But these Rosso Corsas are the next tier down from the Super Corsa, and they did really well on track. I had a great time. Bike on track, good. Not quite enough weight on the front to do what you really ideally like to do, but still really good fun, and we had loads of wheelies and stuff. The only downside was after my first session, I got pulled in because, as you can probably imagine, the bike's a bit loud, so if we show you any video from this session, I'm afraid you'll probably work out that it's not quite as loud as it normally was, because we had to fashion a baffle and put it in, and it wasn't the right baffle for the bike. And what was quite obvious from this was that while it was fine up to about 9,000 RPM, anything above that it kind of flattened off a little bit, so it's obviously knocked some power off it, but for the purposes of what we were doing, it was fine. And look, it was still wheeling in 4th gear at the right place, which is bloody impressive. However, the absolute best thing to come out of this, the absolute best thing, were the new brake pads, which are in here. They've completely transformed the brakes. they're really strong now. In fact, they're stronger than some kind of Brembo equivalents, as in complete systems that I happen to be riding on track with at the same time, in outright power. The interesting thing is, what I wanted was to have more power kind of here, but now you've got more power literally there, and that is pretty much all I need. For £72, as if you bear in mind how cheap this bike is in relative terms to everything else, that's a very, very inexpensive modification to make that makes a huge difference. I haven't had the ABS cut in once since putting these pads in. Now it didn't cut in on track, and I haven't cut in on the road because the Brembo pads are making sure they're doing a lot of the braking, a lot of the stopping before we get anywhere near to the algorithms getting in the way and cutting in. So yes, these pads came from bikehps.com, so I can only say a huge thank you to them, because it's the best. The exhaust is all awesome, the tyres are brilliant, but the road and track pads are the best, easily the best modification I've made. Next time I'll talk about some modes and throttle modes and what I like and what I don't like. But you guys, loads of you have been getting in touch about your own MT-10s or wanting to buy an MT-10 or some of the modifications made to this, so keep getting in touch, and yeah, we'll see you next time.